Yo, what's good? Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 107. The album that I'll be reviewing today is Rakim's second album, Follow the Leader, released in 1988. But before I start, I just want to say happy birthday to my dude, Shabazz the Disciple. As you can hear, his song Scattered People featuring Prez that came out back in the late 80s. Today's his birthday, so I just want to give him happy birthday to him if he ever watches this. But enough for that. You guys should know I already did a review on Rakim's Paid in Full, and I also did a review on Rakim's The Master album that came out in '99. Just go on my channel and just type in Rakim and it should pop up somewhere. But moving on, like I said, released in 1988, 1 year after Paid in Full. You guys already know what you're gonna get yourselves into when you talk about everything Rakim. Excuse me. There's three singles off the album. The singles are Follow the Leader, Microphone Fiend, and the R. So there's three singles off the album. And before I start with the album, I'm gonna show you guys something. Got this drum right here, the R, the single. I got this like about 5 years ago. I went digging in a flea market and I found this drum. I was like, yo, let me go pick this shit up. You know what I'm saying? It was like $1 or 50 cents, some shit like that. But it comes with the R, the remix, which is like about 9 minutes and 20 seconds long. The B side comes with the Just the Beat, the song that's featured on this album, which is actually the instrumental of this joint, and the R, that 7-inch edit, which is like 3.5 minutes long. So yeah, man, thought I'd just show you that, guys, that since this is like one of the singles off the album. It's actually the last single off this album, so thought I'd just show you guys that. That's what the album looks like, pretty much. Pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I like about 12 inches, like they always had like alternate pictures like that you wouldn't see on the albums and stuff like that. Pretty cool. But enough for that. That's what the album looks like. Little trivia. I don't know if it's true. I've heard, you know, cause you know how like you read on forums, you hear like word of mouth and shit like that. But in the first pressing of this album, obviously this is not the first pressing, but because we all know that, you know, Rakim's a 5%er, but he caught a lot of flack from the gods because I believe like the sun, was positioned wrong, and I guess like the moon was in front of the star, and the star was behind the moon, some shit like that, and then he caught a lot of flack for that, and you know, so I guess like they redid it, and then like, you know, like they redid it, and you know they did, and this is how the album looks like and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is, so all my peoples that's, you know, his age, or like people that was around that time, let me know that's true or not. Let me know about that. But like I said, there's three singles. Follow the Leader, like I said, Microphone Fiend, and the R. Alright, this is what the album looks like. The back. Obviously this is the re-release version. This is like the 2005 repressing. Open it up. See a you know, a little small picture of everything Rakim and everybody right here just chilling. You know what I mean? Very dope. Everything Rakim. Alright. Open it up. See right here, Lady Ruby Harewood, which I'm assuming is like one of their mothers or grandmothers or something like that. Scott LaRock, who got killed a year earlier, you know, he got killed and stuff like that. Karis One's right hand man, criminal minded, but he got killed, I think, trying to break up the fight or some shit. I forgot what happened, but and then you just see like Rakim and his crew and stuff like that just chilling by the water. Pretty dope. And then just like this, like it has like the quotables and stuff like that. It tells a little bit about that. Yeah, man, very, very, very dope. So it's just a lot of quotables and stuff like that. And it just tells about the credits and stuff like that. Or the beats are done by them. Yeah, you don't even see Marley Marl, because I guess Marley Marl only did the first album, and then the rest, like, they actually did it themselves and shit like that. But yeah, man, so no features, thank God. It's just them, you know, because that's one thing about albums back then. Like they didn't rely on features. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually could know how to carry a fucking album. You know, compared to nowadays, like you know, these artists, they don't put out albums no more. Like they do put their own albums, but you might as well just call it compilations because they're so feature heavy. It kind of shows that they can't really carry an album by themselves. But yeah, man. Yup. So you know how I get down, break through some of the songs and stuff like that. Track 1, Follow the Leader, which in my opinion, fucking one of my all-time favorite songs of all time. That beat is so like, and then like when you hear like the Nautilus sample by Bob James and stuff like that, like in the background, like oh my god, like that shit is so ill. Like oh my god, this shit is so tough. Like anytime I hear that song, I get goosebumps. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of song, like you know, like when you're in the car by yourself or you with your boys and you have a nice system, you just play that shit, and then like with a nice system, you just driving at night, you about to go out of town or some shit, like, you just play that shit on the highway. It's just you're doing like 90 or I-95 or wherever you guys at, whatever interstate that is near to your house and stuff like that. You just go on, just drive off the night and shit like that. That's what I get from that joint right there. But that song is just like a braggadocio track and stuff like that. Track 2, Microphone Fiend. Another dope joint. That's another single. They both have videos. I'll post, like you know how I get down. I'll post it down in the description box. But Microphone Fiend is pretty dope. It's kind of what I got from that song, Microphone Fiend. I mean, obviously he talks about like how much of an MC he is. He's dope on the mic, but it kind of shows you. He kind of explains how he came up in the game, like where like you know he would like. You know, he would try to rhyme and shit with a microphone, but the older cats would just snatch it away from him because he's a little kid and shit like that. When he got older, yo, like those same dudes that snatched the microphone off his hand, like they ain't trying to see him because like yo, the way he was saying his words, you know what I mean? It was just so dope. And I want to get back to Follow the Leader. That song, Follow the Leader. Like I mentioned before on the Paid in Full review, it's his breath control. Like you don't hear him gasp for his voice. Like he just keeps going and going and going and going. Like this dude is not human. Like, and Follow the Leader is a prime example of that. He has one of the best breath controls in the game. Like I mean that dude. Oh my god. Like anytime I hear that song, I get goosebumps, and I don't get that with music today, unfortunately. Not to be a hater, but I just don't. You know what I mean? It just don't move me like that. But anyways, getting back to Microphone Fiend, that's what I got from that. It's like just him coming up in the game, and then like yo, the older cats like dissing him and shit, like oh shorty, get the fuck out of here. And then you get mad. He kicked the amplifier and he jet, and then he talks about that. And then like when he got older, he got better and better. And then like you know, cats were trying to see him. Track 3, Lyrics of Fury. Another dope braggadocio track, you know, pretty much saying like how he's the illest and stuff like that. But like I said, like I was saying before, there's not a lot of there's with the first 2 albums, there's not really a lot of concepts, not really a lot of concept songs. A lot of songs are battle run inspired tracks. So, and back then that's what it was about. You know what I mean? It wasn't about like you know concepts like it is now. So it just show you like yo, if you got the skills to open to you know to fire a mic. You know what I mean? Like you know that's what it was all about. You know what I mean? And that's what I got from that. Lyrics of Fury pretty much talks about the same thing, man. You know, just like you know, just like how dope he is. Like it's just like that's one thing I like about this album. Like what I like. To me, I feel like, which I'll get into, but I kind of feel like they kind of improved compared to Paid in Full. Because, you know, obviously when he first started Paid in Full, they, you know, they were like wet behind their ears, but it was still dope. And then, you know, you had like people on top of them and stuff like that. You know, just like, just trying to control what they were doing, but they were still them, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? But with this time, they kind of did everything themselves and stuff like that. Lyrics of Fury is just, you know, Rakim doing this thing as usual. Tracks 4 and 5, Everybody Never Scared. It's just an instrumental track with him just scratching. Just the beat is just like an instrumental track. Track 6, Put Your Hands Together. Pretty dope song right there. Just talking about, you know, rocking the crowd and stuff like that. That could have been a single too. Why that wasn't a single is beyond me. Track 7, To The Listeners. Very, very dope song. With this song, it's kind of more laid. It's not laid back, but the way he was rapping is like more laid back. It wasn't like in your face. It's kind of like To The Listeners. I think the reason why he was rapping kind of slow, but in a normal pace, because To The Listeners, he wanted people to hear the lyrics, and that's what I got from the song To The Listeners, and that's what you got from that. Track 8, No Competition, yo, kills that shit. That beat for that shit, oh my god, like so fucking fucking love that joint right there. Track 9, The R. Believe it or not, even though the song is about it's 3 minutes and 54 seconds, but as far as the verses, they're very short. They're kind of like paragraphs and stuff like that. So you're not really getting too much. It's kind of like a paragraph, half stanza, if that makes sense. The R, yeah, that's pretty sick, man. And you know, the R, you know, represents, you know, I think is the letter 13th, no, the 18th, because you know, like the 5%, the 5%ers, you know, they use a lot of alphabets, and you know, they use a lot of numbers, a lot of science and math and stuff like that, and the R represents something. He doesn't really talk about that too much in the song, but the R, you know, he's just, you know, something like that. Don't remember what the song was about, but track 10, Musical Massacre. Another dope track, just ripping the mic and stuff like that. Track 11, Beats for the Listeners. It's just an instrumental version to the Listeners song. Pretty dope. There's 14 tracks because the original version has 11 tracks, but this version has 14 tracks. And track 12 has the R remix, which was featured on the 12-inch that I showed you before. Pretty cool. Track 13 is the Microphone Fiend, the extended remix. Pretty cool. Track 14, Put Your Hands Together, Fun Force remix. I actually like the beat for that shit right there. Pretty cool. Overall, to me, a lot better than Paid in Full in my opinion. Definitely a big improvement compared to Paid in Full. Not to say Paid in Full was bad. It was a great album. It's a classic. But I kind of feel like, you know, they stepped their game up as far as the lyrics and stuff like that. The beats were a lot better. Even though, like, with this album, he had a couple songs that some of the production had like that the cheap Casio beats, Casio keyboard beats type of stuff. But his lyrics kind of made up for it, you know what I mean? So, and I think they did that on purpose because they kind of wanted to force the listeners to listen to the lyrics. So that's why, because you know nowadays, like, people, they kind of go more for the beat than to hear the lyrics. Cause I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I hear an MC, I'm gonna go for the beat first, then I go for the lyrics. But that just depends on the MC. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's why they did that, because they know that the listeners, they kind of go more for the beat. Because, you know, when you go to a club, what are you listening to? You're listening to the beat. And the beat is what makes you dance. You know what I mean? So I think that's why they kind of did that. They kind of made the Casio type of beats because they kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck? So it kind of forces the listeners to listen to the lyrics and stuff like that. So, but yeah, anyways, getting back to this, man. Better improvement than Paid in Full. The beats were a lot better. Rakim stepped his game up as far as the lyrics. I mean, you can't go wrong, man. I mean, Arabian Rakim, man, a timeless shit right here. I know some of my subscribers are not too crazy about 80s hip hop, but definitely, you know, give it a chance. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen to the lyrics, man. Like, he was definitely ahead of his time for the 80s, because if you listen to like a lot of 80s hip hop, especially like from like the early to mid 80s, a lot of it was very simplified. It wasn't it was very simple. It was easy for you to understand. With Rakim, he kind of brought his shit was like more technical, it was more complex. So I was like, oh shit, it kind of had you on your toes and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I got from that shit, man. But yeah, Follow the Leader, by everybody, Rakim, released 1988. Go cop this shit. I mean, I got this for dumb cheap. I think I got it for like $6.99 at FYE or some shit like that. Like $6.99 or $5.99, something like that. But with a price like that, you should have no excuse not to have this album right here. But yeah, this is Follow the Leader by everybody, Rakim, released 1988. Stay tuned for more videos, more rants, more beat videos, reviews. I might do another one tonight, I'm not sure. But let's stay tuned for more joints. Peace.